Hey everyone, Cody coming time for another edition of Happy Defense Corps, and we're in the summer of chaotic. Let's talk about sets 2 and 3 of the card game. More specifically, their ultra rare cards, plus one ultra rare card that's so popular in set 1. Yes, we're going to talk about 3 chaotic episodes that are legendarily good setup. Today on Hobby Defense Corps, let's begin. We're starting off with episode 18, which is the one where basically Tom and Kaz are getting the first scan quest that they failed for the past few weeks. Then they encounter a random skateboarder guy who is somehow unbeatable. After the opening credits, we see Tom, Kaz, Peyton, and Sarah helping the guy. Then it's like, can I help you? And it's like, doing challenge, and up to this point Kaz thinks it's just a joke and doesn't understand he can't be beaten. He battles, they wait in line, they battle first up Kaz, then Tom, then Sarah, then Peyton. But before Peyton, he's done for the day, and they have 12 hours to figure out strategy with that Hopeton, which is a promo card, I think. So yeah, that's not our ultra rare. That's his attack, Armageddon, the most overpowered attack in Chaotic, but it has a weakness, which I will explain in a moment when we get to the plot. Basically, they do lore, they explain Hotan's backstory, and basically Hotan gets defeated, learns the art of attack known as Armageddon, he uses it to save everyone, but everyone dies because of how deadly, and he feels so weak. Now we get to the match against Peyton, which once again is a Peyton fight, where Peyton only uses a mixture of both Damien, Overworld, and Mepetian. I know at this point Mepetian didn't get a lot of screen time in the first set, so yeah, that's kind of weird, but as an episode he defeats the guy by using a smart strategy with Life Bubble and Song of Future Sight, and that combination worked, and defeats it with, and after defeating said person, random guy, he's kind of proves the lesson that anything can be win if you solve the problem. Good. Next episode is episode 22, the Stelgar episode, I like to call it, but let me explain this episode if you haven't seen the promo. Back in the day, the promo was kind of cute, but badass. And there is a detail I will explain at the end of this part of the video of what Skeldar is. Also, this episode starts off with Tom, Kaz, and Sarah. Tom, Kaz, and Peyton. This is mostly an episode without Sarah because Sarah's doing a match, and basically this episode is about Tom battling, the game looking for Omar. Yes, not Olkmar, Okmar, which is different than Omar. Omar is the scientist / for the underworld. This is the mad scientist for the overworld. One does lobotomy and all the science factors, while this guy's more Frankenstein-based. Frankenstein's monster, so yeah, kind of different, kind of confusing, it's weird, but point is, they go there, find it, they encounter a creature, they find a little starfish named Stelgar. Basically Stelgar leaves, and they're like, oh no, we're screwed, and everyone fires at it, and badass, and he disappears, going to the underworld, where he becomes a main villain tank. Yes. Spoiler alert, he's an underworld in the card game, but in the show, he's overworld, which is kind of weird because it's like an origin thing, but anyhow, it's great. Next up is actually an episode that's badass, so good, and it's also one of the best filler episodes of Chaotic, an episode that confuses you with a plot point, and you know something's wrong. Episode 26, the best ultimate scan, which this episode starts off with Tom, Kaz, and Sarah. Yes, Sarah's in this episode, where Peyton gets a map for a creature named Hotan, where he is with an oasis-like area, which is also another ultra rare, but that's a location. So yeah, locations I don't count as like an important episode plot point because the plot point. Attack worked because it's the best attack, strongest attack, while the other one is more important. But anyhow, the point is this episode they get Kaz, they find the location, they find an underworld creature, I forget his name, that was a rare. To do that, Kaz gets vanished, and somehow Kaz gained the abilities of creature abilities. Why? Because the other creature is looking for him. Because he's what was his name? Aparu, yeah. Basically, Aparu shows up being disguised as Kaz, which is kind of funny because he's a shapeshifter, and he has the ability to shapeshift into another card by using a music counter or something. I forget how it works, but it's a cool ability. But as a character, he's technically our watcher for the series. A character who's very like a good guy, who's technically can't fight with the plot because it can monitor time or whatever. But basically, this character is great. We will see more of him later. Stelgar, not really. And Armageddon, maybe in the final episode of the show's actual run, as like a weird BS moment. But that's it for that part. Hope you liked the video. And yes, I will do the Damien episode as a separate video, because really next time we're going to talk about the last 3 episodes of season 1 plus the first 2 episodes of season 2, and what I like to call the beginning and end arc of the show. The beginning of the prologue to the part where the plot status quo, true status quo begins. Hope you liked the video. Leave a comment below if you like Chaotic and like this miniseries and wondering what next time we're going to talk about major episodes of the first beginning and end of season 1 and beginning of season 3. Hope you liked the video. Come on saying bye-bye for now.